Hi everyone, welcome back to a new budget video here on my channel. So today I am going to be budgeting out for the month of September. I can't believe it's already September, but here we are. I have not uploaded a budget video in a little bit. I've just been really busy lately. I've been really busy with school. I did go back to school this semester and I did start already, so August was honestly just all over the place. And I was really focused on starting school, so I wasn't really as focused on my budget as I usually am. But I want to start September off on a good note. Now that I have kind of dipped my toes back into school and I've kind of got a little ball rolling with that, now I want to kind of try to get everything together. And when I say everything, I mean my whole entire life. But what's new? Okay, so the very first thing that I like to do, also, if you do want to see just like a really rough overall update on how my budget has been so far, then you can go to my budget Instagram. I'll leave the name right here down below and I'll link it down below. So if you want to see that, I'll be sharing that there, but I didn't think it was worth like a whole entire video, so I'm just gonna do it there. But anyways, the very first thing that I'm going to be doing is going to be goals for the month of September. These are going to be more habit goals rather than actual dollar goals. So I'm going to try to write and talk at the same time. So my first goal is going to be like a really basic goal of just getting back into the habit of tracking everything and also sharing it at the same time. So how would I word that? Okay, I just put track and share budget on YouTube. And then my second goal is going to be in regards to all of the birthdays that I have this month. I have so many birthdays. I think probably like 5 or 6, including mine. I'm not really planning to do anything huge for my birthday this year. I was going to, but I'd rather just focus on my credit card debt, honestly. So I don't really have anything planned. And I wasn't really gonna do much for everyone else's birthdays, but I'm just going to do just a little bit. And so my second goal is to stay within the birthday budget that I'm gonna set up for everyone. Okay, so my third goal is going to be to eat out less / healthier. So the last 2 weeks, I have been focusing on a goal of not having any soda and not having any sweets. So that includes like ice cream, cake, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I have been successful this last, I want to say like week and a half now, almost 2 weeks, of not having soda and sweets. So my next step that I'm going to start this upcoming week, the 1st of September, is to not eat so much fatty foods. Like when I'm eating out, I don't cook, so I eat out every single day, so that's kind of a given. And I do want to eventually like start meal prepping and learning how to cook, but it's not my number one goal right now. It's more just like eat healthier. So if I'm gonna buy food, it just needs to be healthier. And like I said, eventually just eating out less. I have been staying within my food goal, so it's not so much about the budget, I guess. It's more about health-wise, but it kind of fits in both ways. So the next thing I'm going to be putting down is going to be the variable expenses, and that includes my weekly expenses of gas and groceries. Okay, so the 2 expenses I have in this category are gas and groceries, and I put 4 times because I do those weekly. There are 4 weeks in the month of September, and gas each week gets $50. So 50 times 4 is $200. So for the whole entire month, I'll be spending about $200, probably less, honestly, on gas. And then groceries is $120 every week. I'm just waiting for this to dry, which makes it a total of $480 for the month. And gas and groceries combined for the month is $680. Next is going to be the fixed expenses, which is basically just the rest of my bills. Alrighty, so let's go over the fixed expenses. The very first expense is insurance for my car, which is due on the 2nd, and that is $208. So I decided to put the payments that are on auto pay in orange. Let me actually do this because it's gonna bug me. But before, if you see my YouTube videos from before, I used to separate these into 2 separate categories. Before I used to have more categories under auto pay, but I decided to start doing it this way because fortunately I am in a position where it doesn't really matter anymore if the bills are on auto pay because I will have it. But I still want to make the distinction just because in my head I've always categorized it that way. Okay, and then the next bill I have is for my student loans, and that is due on the 12th for $50. I believe that this is going to be stopped while I'm in school. I'm not sure like when it stops or for sure if it's going to. I think it is, but I'm still debating on like if it does stop, do I want to continue paying that $50 or do I want to like roll it onto another minimum payment for another debt that I should focus on? I'm not really sure yet, but for now it's going to be $50 this month. And then we have Wi-Fi also on the 12th for $50. I just sent that to my mom. And then my first car payment is going to be on the 13th for $183. The first car payment I have is for an old car I used to have. I don't have it anymore, but I didn't have gap insurance when I got into an accident. But pretty exciting news, I only have 4 more payments for this car and then it'll be paid off. So by the end of this year, I will no longer have to pay that car payment. And then I have the car payment for the car I have now, which is due on the 16th for $513. I was also thinking, because my credit score is also better now than it was when I first got my car that I have now. And so I'm thinking about when I pay my old car off to refinance and see if I can get a lower interest rate. But I'm not really sure how that whole process works, where I start, like which bank I should go to. I'm not really sure yet. But just something I'm thinking about. And then we have my gym membership due on the 22nd for $27. My Chase credit card minimum payment is $45 due on the 28th. I always pay more than the $45, but I just decided to put that there for now. Oh my god, I did it again. Okay, and then we have taxes due on the 28th for $442. This was for last year's taxes. And after September, I will only have 2 more payments of $442, so thank God for that. And then Spotify due on the 29th for, I believe, $19. I just switched the plan, so I'm not sure exactly how much it's going to be, but I believe it's going to be $19. And then $40 for my phone. I don't have a due date for that. I just sent it to my mom. And then I owe one of my family members money because she helped me enroll back to school, so I am paying her $50 this month, a little bit less than I usually do, but that's okay. I decided to heavily focus on my Chase credit card for now because the interest starts on that in October. So yeah, hence why I'm not doing anything super big for my birthday. And then rent, of course, is due on the 1st for $1,120. And then savings, there's no due date. I always like to try to do it at the 1st of the month though, for $115. So that makes this entire category equal $2,862. By far my most expensive category. Next category is going to be like a special event / cash envelopes kind of deal. Okay, so the 3 expenses that I have in my cash envelopes section are vehicle maintenance, Arizona taxes, and birthdays. So it's like really grainy. Let me see. Okay, so vehicle maintenance is just going to get $40. That's actually going to be for the alignment that I got last month. For Arizona taxes, so I was under the assumption that the taxes that I pay monthly, the $442 we talked about earlier, I was under the assumption that the Arizona taxes and federal, that was them combined, but I guess it wasn't. I have a balance, I think, of like now $150 because I've paid a little bit on it, like here and there, but it's $150, and so that's not my main focus right now, so I'm just gonna put 20 towards it this month. And then for birthdays, I have $260. This is including all of the birthdays, including mine. The one thing I really want for my birthday is that I want to get my hair done, and that is not cheap, so I am gonna do that for myself for my birthday. And so the total amount for this category is $320. And now that I think about it, let's do the total expense for the whole entire month. That came out really ugly, but don't mind it. So we have $320. Also, this is my new calculator. So $320 plus $680 plus $2,862 gives us a total of $3,862 that we need for our expenses this month. And as you can see here, any extra amount that we get above that goes to my Chase credit card. So now that we have all of my expenses written out, I am going to now list out all of my income, which I kind of started, as you can see here, but I just have 2 more paychecks to put in. Okay, you just witnessed 2 tragedies happening back after back. So first I spilled my coffee, and never again will I swirl my coffee around my stuff. And I did a horrible, tragic job at making those lines straight. It's okay, moving on. So we'll quickly go over the income. So I will be getting 2 paychecks for my full-time job as usual on the 11th, and then one on the 25th. I'm expecting this one to be a little bit bigger because I am working on Labor Day, which I will be getting time and a half for. And then for my side income, I did just cash out $500, and so that is why I know this amount here. And then I will be cashing out one more time for this month at some point. I didn't actually write a date. I'll just put that, and then we can fill in the date later. And I didn't put an amount because this amount is going to be whatever is left over that we didn't take care of in these paychecks, if that makes sense. So now I'm going to be plugging in all of my expenses into my income. First, I like to start with the variable expenses, which is the gas and groceries for each week, and I like to divide those into 2 for my 2 full-time checks. So $680 divided by 2 is $340, and that is the amount that we will be putting in for each paycheck. Alrighty, now that is taken care of, I'm just going to put a little check mark next to it once it is taken care of. And then next, we are going to for sure do insurance because that is due on the 2nd. So we're going to put insurance for $208. And then we're going to do some of the birthdays because I have a few early birthdays. So we'll do insurance for $208, and then we'll do birthdays. We'll just do $60 for now, and then the rest of it, actually we'll do $40 for now, and the rest of it can come later. But after insurance and some of the birthdays, we will take care of student loans because that's the next expense. And then we'll do savings because, like I mentioned earlier, I like to put the majority of it into my savings at the beginning of the month. That way I can try to earn as much interest throughout the month as I can. but we're only going to do 75 out of the 115 because I only send 75 of it to my Ally account. The rest I just leave in my Chase account for super easy access in case I need it. So, I don't know why I did that. So we're going to do student loans and then savings, and then the rest will be for the next expense. Okay, so we have 500, subtract 208, oops, subtract 40, let's do it like this, subtract 50, and then 75. So we have 127 remaining. I think for that we will just take care of the next expense, which is Wi-Fi and then car. Yeah, we'll do that. So 50 goes for the Wi-Fi, and then car is going to get 77, I believe. Yep, 77. So I'm going to subtract 77 from 183 because that's the actual amount of my car payments. So we're going to subtract 77 and we get 106. So the remaining amount for that I will put here. Alrighty, so now I am going to put in vehicle maintenance for the 40 so that I can just be done with that. And then the remaining amount for birthday, well, not the remaining amount, I'll just do 20. The rest of the 200 can go towards the end of the month, so I'll do 20 for birthdays. Vehicle maintenance will get 40. And then we will get back to it. So after that, we will do 513 for the car, and then we will see how much we have left over after that. Probably not much. So we have 1140, subtract 340, 106, 20, 40, 513. Okay, so we have 121 left. So we'll go in order again, and we will do the gym, Chase credit card. So the gym is 27 minus the Chase credit card, which is 45, and then the remaining $49 we can do for taxes. Okay, so the actual amount for the taxes is $442. So the remaining $393 we will put aside in the next paycheck, which is going to be the next page. Alright, so now we have those taken care of, and now we can do probably the rest of the expenses. So we'll do Spotify, phone, Cheryl, savings, and then we'll go from there. 1075 minus 340 minus 393 minus 19 minus 40 minus 50 minus 40. So we have $193 remaining. Let me just take a quick peek. So basically I have rent left on the first page, and then these guys here. So we'll just take care of the $20 for the Arizona taxes just to get that over with, and then the rest will go for rent. Which will be $173. My rent is actually $1120. So when we subtract 173, that leaves $947 that still needs to get paid. So we're gonna put that here. And then after that, we just have the $200 left for birthdays. And then that is pretty much it. So 947 plus 200 is 1,147. That is the minimum amount that we need to withdraw by the end of the month to reach all of our goals and expenses. And I'm very blessed to already have that amount available in my accounts, but I'm just gonna let it sit in my online account until I am ready to withdraw. So any amount that we make in addition to the 1,147 by the end of September is going to get applied to my Chase credit card, just like we mentioned earlier. And that is pretty much my budget for the month of September. Very excited to be on Tube. Very excited for the month overall, because like I've mentioned, it's my birthday, a lot of my friends and family's birthday, a lot of things going on. It's gonna be a busy month. Oh, hopefully it doesn't go by too fast. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come along with me for the rest of September. Bye, see you in the next video.